Welcome to the Noble Motherhood podcast, where we share real and vulnerable stories about motherhood and our challenge to become more like Christ in every season. Welcome back to the podcast, friends. I'm excited to be here with you again this week as we talk about all things skincare and exactly why I started making my own skincare products. I want to fill you in on the behind the scenes story about that and give you a little glimpse into how important the ingredients are that you're using on your skin. So I thought that this would be a really fun episode to talk about, because normally maybe you've read a post from me about this topic. Maybe you've talked to me face to face about it. Maybe you are a customer of mine. Maybe you're not. But I wanted to show up in this way to you this week so that you could hear a little bit more about why I sell skincare products. And it's not just because I had a hat of ideas that I pulled from, and the idea so happened to be, I want to make and sell skincare products. That's not at all the case, as you may be able to tell. So I want to give you a really deep dive. So here I am, and here we go. I have been to many artisan craft shows. My small business, I started out every year going to a handful of artisan craft shows and selling my skincare products there. And the way that I want to present this information to you just verbally over a podcast is pretty much how I've been able to talk to women who've come to my table at these artisan craft shows. So initially, if they approach the table, there's lots and lots of vendors, right? Everyone's been to craft shows or artisan shows. They're really fun. Especially I've found in my own history, the ones that are most enjoyable for me are actually the smaller ones, because they attract people who are more present and not like compared to something that is bigger. I've been to very big craft shows, and those are just harder to be able to talk to people, because I think that most people, including myself, get really overstimulated by so many people around, plus having to take a look at different tents and see what they're selling and see if I'm interested in buying something. So anyway, I say that all to say that whenever I have been at a vendor show and have been able to talk to so many women about skincare, the very first question that I ask as they approach the table is, have you ever washed your face with raw honey? And the facial expressions that I have gotten have been awe and wonder, or like, really? Like, they can't believe that question. Have you ever washed your face with raw honey? And what I always say, and I'll say to you, friend, is that raw honey is an amazing ingredient, natural ingredient that God has already provided for us in His creation. It's an amazing ingredient that does wonders for our skin. And I personally have been using raw honey to wash my face for over 10 years. So I'm 35, and I 100% have been using raw honey probably since I was 23, 24, I'm thinking. Maybe even a little bit prior to that. But I've been using it for a very long time, as well as using my own moisturizer that I've always made, or not always, I'll give you the scoop into that, but that I've also been using for over 10 years, as well as witch hazel. So let me go back. Why do I make my own skincare? Why do I make it, use it, sell it. Well, in my early 20s, including my teenage years. So in my teenage years, I've been a dancer athlete all my life. And I dealt with acne, of course, in my teenage years, especially on my back. And I think that was just attached to being an athlete, being a dancer, going to the dance studio 5 days a week, sweating so much, and my body obviously reacted towards that. Going into my 20s, still athlete dancer, I struggled severely with not just acne, but boil-like pimples on my face particularly. Or they would like pop up in random places sometimes, but mostly on my face. And I tried everything. I tried everything under the sun. I tried all the expensive skincare products, and nothing worked for me. Nothing worked for me until I completely switched out my skincare routine due to a friend's recommendation. And that switching out of my skincare routine led to a couple of years of my skin healing itself, basically. And I also want to add in that our skin also reacts. Our skin is amazing. Our skin is able to tell us really what's going on internally in our bodies. And I would love to do actually another podcast episode on this topic now that I'm thinking about it. But in my early 20s, I was walking through a pretty intense season of binge eating in my life. And now that I am far removed from that time period, probably about 10 years removed from that time period, I mean, I went through 2 or 3 years of really intense binge eating. And particularly, it wasn't just like food, it was sugar. I was extremely addicted to sugar. Like not just fruits, but like sugar, dessert sugar. And the Lord had to lead me through a very intense period of healing. And I 100% believe that my skin was also reacting to that cycle that I was in. I was craving carbohydrates. 100% know this. I was craving carbohydrates so much. Natural sugars. My body was craving natural sugars from fruits and more carbohydrates because of the amount of exercise I was doing on a weekly, daily basis. I mean, I was a full-blown athlete. I was running, walking, swimming. I was a dance teacher, dancing all the time. Biking, like a full-blown athlete, and I was not giving my body what it needed. And so it went into overdrive and was compensating for that, and therefore craved processed sugars, which now I 100% know is because I wasn't giving myself the natural sugars and the carbohydrates I needed. So love to do a deep dive into that at a different time. But in order to stick with skincare, my body was reacting to the amount of sugar that I was taking in. So once that time period of my life, basically I remember waking up one day after so many prayers, after so much just crying out to the Lord. And I just remember it not being an issue for me anymore. It was like as if the Lord completely healed me overnight. And from that point forward, leading from that to skincare, my skin started to heal tremendously. And never again have I ever dealt with the amount of acne I had back then or boil-like pimples that I had back then. Never again. And I you have my word when I say that, never again. So, like I said, my friend had recommended switching out my moisturizer. She had said, why don't you just start making your own moisturizer and using honey to wash your face? So I was like, oh, that's interesting. Never thought about that before. So I started. I started from that point on. using raw honey that I purchased from a farmer's market. And then I believe what I did at the time was just Google or Pinterest best natural ingredients for a homemade moisturizer. And from that point forward, I made it and I started using it myself. Now, fast forward from that time period into like getting married in 2019, probably about a year into marriage. It was probably about a year. My husband really encouraged me to pass out my moisturizer specifically to friends to try out. And so I did, had great response from friends, and then decided, hey, why not try to sell this and try to pursue making this something that making this a little small business on the side that I can grow steadily over time. And so here we are 6 years later into what you now know as Noble Motherhood. And yes, Noble Motherhood sells skincare products. I also sell postpartum resources, and I have the other platforms where I share content, etc. But Noble Motherhood started out as just selling skincare products. And it is something that I am passionate about because it changing my skin care products changed my confidence in myself, because my self-confidence was how do I word this? Shaky. Like, I think that any woman and any young girl can attest to the fact that when we don't feel beautiful, even though the truth is that we are beautiful, the Lord sees us as beautiful daughters that He has created, beautiful children that He's created. But if we don't feel beautiful, our confidence takes a hit. And when my skin started to heal, my confidence in who I am started to arise. And so skincare products is not, for me, it's not just like a nice thing to do on the side. I truly 100% believe in the products that I bring to women, because these products are not just another product that you can purchase for yourself. I have very specifically chosen ingredients that the Lord has already given us in His creation in the products. They're not chemical based. They're not harmful for your skin. They're not full of ingredients you cannot pronounce. And they do provide healing for your skin. They provide nourishment for your skin. Our witch hazel is amazing. The rose witch hazel is amazing as a toner for the skin, bringing hydration and smoothness to the skin and healing acne and healing dryness. I 100% stand by the products that I make and sell because they worked for me first. So that is why I started making skincare. That is the backstory. And that is why Noble Motherhood is today what it is, because of the story behind it. And I personally, this is just like a side note, that is what makes something great. I don't know how else to say this. Then if you're so desiring, friend, to start something on the side, start a small business, there's something really burning within your heart to try to bless others with and encourage others with, the Lord wants to use that desire and passion within you to bless and encourage and uplift others around you. So I implore you to not ignore those nudges, but to just go with it. To pray, seek the Lord on how to pursue it, and go with it. Don't let time just pass you by. Don't waste any more time. Start now. Time is a crazy thing. We think that we have so much time in life. We think that, okay, just a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 10 years from now, and then you blink and it's gone. And so I highly encourage you, if there's something strongly on your heart to pursue, start now. Take pen to paper and start planning. Start jotting down all your ideas. Start talking to people who have walked that road before. Start listening to maybe a business podcast that would give you wisdom and advice. I have so many little things there to just encourage you to start now. So this is all there is to this podcast episode. I hope that you gained a little bit more perspective into why I exactly started my skincare products myself and how it has bloomed into what it is today. And if you are interested in checking out Noble Motherhood skincare products yourself, as well as our other products that we sell on our website, you can always go to noblemotherhood.com and you can shop our store there. All of our products there have free shipping. That's what I meant to say. So I just want to encourage you with that too. We do offer free shipping. So I bless you, friends. Thank you so much for tuning in this week, and I will talk to you soon.